Apartment 704. Jonathan Reed dragged his suitcase into apartment 704 on a chilly October evening. The old apartment building in Chicago's South Loop, with its faded brick facade and flickering hallway lights, seemed to whisper secrets from decades past. Built in the 1970s, the structure bore the weight of time-peeling paint, creaky elevators, and a musty smell that clung to the air. John chose this place for its affordability and proximity to his freelance graphic design clients, a necessity after his recent breakup. He needed solitude to heal from the emotional wreckage of a 4-year relationship that ended in bitter silence. At 28, he craved quiet, a space to rebuild. The apartment was small, a single bedroom, a cramped bathroom, and a narrow balcony overlooking a shadowy alley. The bedroom held a second-hand bed, a desk by the window for late-night work, and a bookshelf stuffed with design manuals. The bathroom was outdated cracked tiles, a dripping showerhead, and a foggy mirror that never seemed clean. John, introverted and nocturnal by nature, didn't mind he worked late, kept his phone on silent, and left it on his desk when he slept. The world could wait. The first 3 days were uneventful. John unpacked, set up his workstation, and Skyped his friend Marcus, the only person who knew he was living alone and held a spare key. "You good, man? How's the new place?" Marcus asked, his voice crackling through the call. John shrugged. "Quiet, old, but it works." The only neighbor he'd met was Mrs. Clara, an elderly woman in the adjacent apartment. She sat in the hallway knitting, her eyes sharp despite her age. "New tenant, huh? Apartment 704's been empty a while. Be careful in that bathroom. Folks say it's haunted." She chuckled, but her words lingered. John brushed it off as superstition. On the third night, a storm rolled in, rain pounding the balcony and wind rattling the windows. The neighborhood's power flickered, casting the hallway's fluorescent lights into a strobe-like dance. John worked until 2 a.m., his eyes glued to his laptop. A faint noise broke his focus, a soft shuffle, like footsteps on the hardwood floor. He paused, listening. The air felt heavy, tinged with dampness. Blaming the storm, he checked the balcony door and locked it tighter. But when he returned to his desk, his coffee mug had shifted an inch to the left. "Weird," he muttered, sliding it back. His phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "Uno. He opened it. "Your balcony door isn't shut tight. Rain's getting in." His stomach dropped. Who knew he'd just checked the door? He peered into the alley below, dark, empty, save for the rain and a flickering street lamp. He texted back, "Who is this? How do you know where I live?" No reply. 5 minutes later, the message vanished from his phone, as if it had never existed. John checked his chat history, confused. Must be a glitch, he told himself, but unease crept in. He double-checked the front door, locked, windows secure. Still, the feeling of being watched lingered. The next morning, John woke with a headache. In the bathroom, a strange smell hit him. Mildew mixed with the sharp scent of his body wash, as if someone had just showered. He hadn't bathed since the previous evening. The mirror was spotless. No fog or smudges, just my imagination, he said, shaking it off. Over breakfast, he called Marcus. "Got a weird text last night, and the bathroom smelled like someone used it." Marcus laughed. "Dude, you're alone in a creepy old building. Of course it's gonna feel off. Want me to swing by?" John declined. "I'm fine, just adjusting." The fourth night, the rain continued. John went to bed early, around 1 a.m., but sleep was restless. At 2 a.m., he jolted awake to a faint soundwater dripping in the bathroom. He grabbed his phone's flashlight and crept down the narrow hallway. The air grew colder as he approached. The dripping grew louder. Pushing open the bathroom door, he found the mirror fogged with steam, as if someone had run hot water. The shower head was dry, the floor untouched. "What the hell?" John whispered, wiping the mirror. His reflection looked haggard, eyes sunken. He returned to bed, but the sense of being watched intensified. On his desk, his pen had moved to the opposite side. Morning came, and John confronted Mrs. Clara in the hallway. "You mentioned the bathroom being haunted. What's the story?" She looked up from her knitting, eyes glinting. "Years ago, a young woman lived in 704, killed herself in that bathroom after a bad breakup, hung herself from the shower rod. They say her spirit lingers, messing with whoever's there, likes to invade their space. You might hear water, smell soap, or see a handprint." John shivered. "Handprint," she nodded. "Wet, on the inside of the door. But don't worry, it's just her game." John forced a smile, but dread settled in. He checked the building's hallway camera footage. It was distorted at the exact time of the previous night's incident. Another text arrived on the fifth night, at 2:30 a.m., as John worked to distract himself. Unknown number. Lock your bathroom door better. Someone might be inside. He leaped up, heart racing. He rushed to the bathroom and locked, though he swore he'd secured it. The air reeked of mildew and soap. The mirror was fogged, and on the inside of the door, a wet handprint glistened, as if pressed from within. John snapped a photo, but when he checked, the image was blurry, the handprint gone. The text deleted itself moments later. "This isn't happening," he gasped, hands trembling. The tension escalated. John no longer felt safe. Objects shifted subtly, books tilted on the shelf. A chair bore an indent, as if sat on, and faint whispers seemed to drift from the balcony. He called Marcus at 3 a.m. "Someone's in my apartment." Texts, smells, handprints. "You've got the spare key, right? Is this you messing with me?" Marcus, groggy, replied, "I'm at home, man. You're freaking out. I'll come by tomorrow." John couldn't wait. He searched the apartment under the bed, in the closet, on the balcony. Nothing. The hallway camera glitched again at the critical moment. On the sixth night, the storm raged harder, and the power died completely. John sat on his bed, clutching his phone. The apartment swallowed by darkness. The sounds multiplied. Soft footsteps in the hallway, dripping water from the bathroom, and the sensation of breath on his neck. He swept his flashlight around nothing. The balcony door, locked earlier, was now slightly ajar, rain pooling on the floor. He slammed it shut, but the mildew smell grew stronger. Another text. "You're not alone. I'm in your apartment." John shouted, "Show yourself." No response. The message vanished. In the bathroom, the mirror was fogged. A larger handprint, almost masculine, stark against the door. The soap scent choked him. He called the police, but they found nothing. No evidence of a break-in. "Consider a personal camera," they advised. Marcus arrived the next morning. "Looks normal to me. You're just stressed from the breakup." Mrs. Clara smirked. "The bathroom ghost doesn't leave traces. It plays with your fear." The following nights were worse. John stayed awake, huddled on his bed, listening. Whispers from the bathroom. "Jonathan, I'm here." Objects moved blatantly. His phone shifted from the desk to his bed. Keys disappeared and reappeared. The mildew smell permeated everything, as if someone or something lived alongside him. Handprints appeared on the bedroom wall, the mirror, even the balcony window, but evidence always vanished. Photos blurred, videos glitched, texts erased. On the final night, at 2 a.m., John faced it. He stormed into the bathroom, flashlight in hand. The mirror was fogged, a handprint vivid. He touched it, and a cold grip seemed to meet his from the other side. A whisper, "Think you're alone." He fled, locking the bathroom door, but soft knocks echoed from within, persistent, deliberate. By morning, John packed his bags. Marcus helped him move. "You've got a real ghost problem," he admitted. Mrs. Clara waved as they left. "The bathroom ghost doesn't let go easily." John crashed at Marcus's place, hoping for peace. But that first night, his phone buzzed. "Unknown number. Think you can escape? I'm still here, in your space." John deleted the text, but it lingered on the screen. He glanced around the new apartment, quiet, clean. Then the mildew smell crept in. A wet handprint appeared on the bathroom mirror, and John wondered, was he ever truly alone? Or had the intruder followed him, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the next moment to strike?